Macron asks the EU to stop arms sales to Israel, a royal perspective. In the heart of Europe, the air crackled with tension as French President Emmanuel Macron stepped onto the global stage, his voice a clarion call echoing through the halls of power. The backdrop was a tumultuous one, escalating conflict in the Middle East, and a royal family caught in the crossfire of public sentiment and political maneuvering. But why was Macron, a leader known for his diplomatic finesse, suddenly urging the European Union to halt arms sales to Israel? This question lingered in the minds of many, igniting a firestorm of speculation. As the camera panned across the elegant halls of the Élysée Palace, viewers caught a glimpse of the royal family's involvement in international affairs. The French royal lineage had long been intertwined with politics, and the current generation was no exception. Princess Charlotte, a passionate advocate for peace, had recently returned from a humanitarian mission in the Middle East. Her poignant stories of the suffering endured by civilians had stirred something deep within Macron. Was this the catalyst for his bold move? Just days after Charlotte's return, Macron addressed a press conference with an urgency that was palpable. "We must reconsider our stance on arms sales to Israel," he declared, his tone unwavering. The room buzzed with disbelief. It was a statement that could alter the geopolitical landscape, and yet there was something more personal lurking beneath the surface. As Macron spoke, his eyes darted briefly to a photograph of Charlotte on his desk, a silent reminder of the stakes involved. Why was this moment so critical? What did Charlotte know that the rest of the world did not? The questions hung in the air like a thick fog, obscuring the truth just out of reach. Meanwhile, whispers of discontent began to surface within the royal family. King Louis, a traditionalist at heart, was unsettled by his cousin's audacity. "This is not just about politics," he murmured to his closest advisors. "It's about our legacy." The tension was palpable, and the stakes had never been higher. Would the family support Macron's bold proposition, or would they align with the status quo? As rumors swirled, Princess Charlotte found herself at the center of a growing storm. She was no stranger to political discourse, yet the weight of her family's expectations bore down on her. Would she stand by her convictions, or would she succumb to the pressure of royal tradition? On a fateful Friday evening, the royal family gathered for their annual gala, a celebration of unity and tradition. But this year, it was different. The atmosphere was thick with tension, the usual laughter replaced by whispered conversations about the impending decision on arms sales. As the night wore on, Charlotte found herself cornered by reporters eager for her insight. "Do you support your cousin's stance?" one asked, camera flashes illuminating her face. Her heart raced. "It's a complicated issue," she replied, her voice steady but her mind racing. The question weighed heavily on her, and as she glanced around the room, she could feel the eyes of her family upon her. Would her answer sway the direction of the family's legacy? The following week, an unexpected development sent shockwaves through the media. A leaked document revealed that Macron's proposal was supported by a coalition of influential European leaders, but it also sparked outrage from others. The royal family was thrust into the spotlight once more, forced to address their stance publicly. In a breathtaking turn of events, King Louis called an emergency family meeting. "We must decide where we stand," he said, his voice echoing in the grand hall. The tension was palpable as each member presented their views. Charlotte, emboldened by her experiences, finally spoke up. "We cannot ignore the human cost of this conflict. It's time to act for peace." The decision hung in the air, a fragile balance between tradition and progress. Would the royal family unite behind Charlotte's vision, or would they retreat into the safety of established norms? The world held its breath as the family deliberated, and just as it seemed they would reach a consensus, a shocking twist emerged. A rival faction within the royal family threatened to publicly oppose Macron's call. In a final showdown, the family had to confront not just external pressures but their own internal divisions. The stakes were higher than ever, and as the tension reached its peak, viewers were left wondering, what would the royal family choose? As the screen faded to black, the words, "to be continued," lingered in the air, leaving the audience breathless and eager for the next chapter in this unfolding saga. Would the royal family embrace change, or would they cling to the past? Only time would tell, but one thing was certain, the world was watching.